Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So in this video we're going to be showing you guys the best free to play and pay to win teams, and to briefly touch on the strategy guys. So there are two different lands you're going to be able to deploy your troops onto in the first round of Clash Fronts. One of them is going to have 100 occupation points, and this is the one you're going to be competing with an enemy guild over. For example, we're going to be competing with Cosmos. The other land is not going to be in contention. No one will be able to attack you from an enemy guild. However, there are going to be combat trials, and so my recommendation is that your guild, if you believe you are stronger than the guild who is adjacent to you, you should be deploying the majority of your teams onto this 100 occupation land and trying to go all out in order to achieve and obtain that. I don't know exactly how many teams we're going to need for the combat trials to get the maximum rewards there. I have a feeling it won't be that much. Like maybe 20 teams would be enough. That would be my recommendation. Like go 80-20 split. I think that would not be bad, but definitely do a point of Vanguard onto both of the different lands, and whenever you are trying to go for a land, a point of Vanguard, because they're going to get free points for the Vanguard skirmish. So basically, I would recommend 80-20. Right now, we have 60-40. I think it might be. Okay, guys, so I'm going to lead it off by talking about the free-to-play team options. I have very few Celestial Hypogeans across all of these teams. I will talk about some different, like, replacements you can try and run if you have some different heroes upgraded. Okay, so I'm going to have the ID in the corner of this video so you guys can copy it down for yourself. These are the free-to-play teams. So the team number one is going to be an Iron Elemis nuke comp. We've used this in Supreme Arena before. You guys know this is an overall pretty effective team. It is going to have the Nero in front of the Iron, so that if the opponent has Lily May in their formation, they're not going to be able to interrupt our Iron. We're going to have the combo go off. Almost will prolong duration of crowd control, and then Aridin is going to nuke them and further lock them down, and Odie is going to deal damage. Now, Odie is a good option here. You can use Elsa instead of Odie. You can even have Aridin on the rearmost tile and give him the overcharge spell. But for me, I found that Odie was a good option. And with the overcharge spell, and that is what I'm running over here. You have the charm bonus of Nero and Almas onto the backline, Aridin and Odie. So this is an overall really effective team and pretty obtainable, because these are heroes which even free-to-play players should be building up. Okay, team number two is going to be the Bonnie Tassi combo. I really like the idea behind this team because, first of all, it has a Wilder tiles to protect Bonnie. It has Haven for more stall factor, healing up your team, giving you the damage reduction. It has Damien to give haste to your allies, more stall factor, and it has Harmonic Spell to really take advantage of the fact that we're probably going to be on high health ratio, and that is going to give us more stats from the Harmonic Spell, more attack. So the idea is Bonnie is going to debuff the enemies, Tassi will try to spread the debuffs, and then in the end Tassi is going to solo the opponents. Now I have Freesto here because I think that Freesto is a pretty free-to-play hero, but definitely you do not need to run Freesto. You can run like a Thorin, for example. Some people even choose to run Taylene in a comp like this, along with Tassi. It's a really strong stall team, like Tassi, Taylene, Bonnie, if you have Taylene built. But I think Freesto should be fine as well. It goes with the stall strategy, and it should be a good option. So this is my second team. We have the Illusion Freesto in front of Tassi for damage reduction, main Freesto in front of Damien to give the charm bonus of Damien onto the main Freesto for a bit more. But you could go for energy generation, like main Freesto in front of Tassi. That would be a fine option as well. But I think this is going to be a really strong team. Try to use Bonnie and Tassi together. That is a good, powerful combo. Okay, team number three. Team number three is going to be my Mauler team with some of the strongest PvP Mauler heroes out there. Shakir, Coco, Brutus. We have Brutus in the back to take if the enemy has a Graveborn type nuking team. The Brutus is going to be tanking all of that, and that is really important. That is why Brutus has a lot of value with a lot of like countering a lot of enemy faction tiles. Or even if they have Bonnie trying to debuff your backline hero, it is going to go off onto your Brutus. If they have Sylvina jumping onto your backline hero, it's going to go onto Brutus. So that's why I think this is a great comp. You're going to have Shakir and Lily May on the Mauler buff tiles in the front. Lily May does well in this comp because she can be in range for the Shakir buff for the bonuses. And Vala is going to be another damage dealer we're running here. If you have Taylene, you can replace Vala for Taylene. You can replace Vala for any other damage source, whichever other thing you want. But just make sure, I think Brutus, Coco, Shakir, and Lily May, I think that is a really good combo. And we have Surging Spell. Surging Spell and Storm Strike Spell are the two top PvP artifacts out there. So definitely you want to be running both of those. on your teams. If you're not a Vanguard and you're only running 3 teams, you should still be running both of them. Those are 2 of the top PvP artifacts to run. Moving on to team number 4, we have a Lenya Graveborn nuking comp. I think Sylvina does well in this Graveborn nuking type strategy, and Lenya does well as well. If you have Lenya built, because she does a lot of damage right from the beginning of the fight, and if you can have Thorn Swell Pack protecting the Lenya, and you have the Storm Strike spell as well, which has synergy with the Graveborn buff tiles because it's going to deplete health of the opponents at the beginning the match, it is going to set up an easy kill for Lenya, and she's going to begin snowballing. We also have Sylvina trying to jump onto a backline enemy target. Rainier in front of Sylvina for even more value. Rainier, if you have him at Mythic Plus, I would recommend running this team. If you don't have Rainier at Mythic Plus, I would replace him for some other option. Definitely you could run something like Igor, who is another stall tank who is difficult for the opponent to deal with. That can be a good option, so that would be one of my recommendations. But the idea behind this comp is you have sustain with the Ludovic, but you also have a lot of nuking right from the beginning of the match with Lenya plus Sylvina combo. A lot of these heroes people would have built up on their account, and if you want to replace Lenya, if you have like Harak for example, replacing Lenya for Harak could be a good option as well. But basically, you want a hard-hitting nuker who can really snowball out of control. So Harak actually would be the overall best option, but like for a free-to-play comp, you would not consider to be having Harak. Okay, for the final team, I didn't have many hero options left, and I was thinking, okay, the 2 key faction tiles, other than the Hypogean Celestial, in my opinion, which are strong, are Wilder and Graveborn. Graveborn nuke is really strong, and especially in CLASHFRONTS, because the opponent will not be able to select which team runs into you. And so by nuking the opponent with like hard hitting Graveborn heroes from the beginning of the match, that is really powerful. So the idea behind this comp, we have Igor to stall out the enemies as a tank. We have Sonya to buff up Caroline and Viperon, who will already get some buffs by being on the Graveborn faction tiles. We have Smokey to be healing up everyone from the beginning of the match. From this position, his initial aura will be healing up your entire team. The idea is hopefully Sonya will be able to cast an ultimate, making the buffs permanent onto your allies and Sonya herself. And then also Carolina and Viperon, hopefully their nuking is enough to eliminate the enemy teams. But definitely if you wanted to, you could run a Wilder team for this final option. If you have Hypogean Celestial teams, you can run one of those. However, for a free-to-play team option, it's not really like going to be possible. I think this was probably the 5th best team I could put together using almost completely free-to-play options. So again, the ID for this will be in the corner of this video. If you're only setting up 3 teams, however, like if you're not a Vanguard, then you might not be able to copy the ID. You'll have to manually enter it. But anyway, it should be pretty easy for you to manually enter them. So those are the teams I have for free-to-play teams. Now, as for the pay-to-win teams, I will create the ID over here. So for the pay-to-win teams, they're going to be using a lot of Celestial Hypogeans. A lot of the team comps, I got inspiration from the Yapala Discord. I'll leave a link to their Discord in the description of this video. But what we have here is, again, I run Almost combo like we had with the free-to-play team. But I like to have Lenya in here as well. Like, we still have the Arden for the AoE crowd control and damage, but we have Lenya to begin beating on the opponents as well. I think it's strong. It might be stronger than OD. Although OD is a great option too. It's kind of... I'm unsure which is actually going to be better, but I wanted to try with Lenya. And these pay-to-win teams, these are what I will be running on this account, and I will update you guys on the performance of them. Team number 2 is going to be very similar, like the Tassi Bonnie team we showed for team number 2 for free-to-play, but here we have Taylene for even more power compared to the other team which had Freestro, which is a more free-to-play alternative. Here, this team will be even better. Taylene, Tassi, Bonnie together, they're like the dream trio. They work so well together because they all spread the debuff of aging magic so rapidly with their magical damage, and with the Haywin to heal up your team, and Damon healing as well. Talian's going to get a lot of value with the Storm Strike spell just to be bursting the opponents from the beginning. This is an amazing team. This is probably going to do very well. Okay, team number 3. The credit of this team goes, yeah, completely to Yapala Discord. I'd never even thought about something like this, but basically, it's going to be Trins, Hugin, and Rowan, all to boost the energy of Cryanai as much as possible. So Cryanai is going to be able to get her ultimate off as soon as she possibly can. This team honestly is crazy. So looking at it here, it will be Elijah, Blue Hair in the back, Lila in the front, Illusion Fresser in the front to tank the aggro of the opponents, and Main Fresser in the back on the buff tile. So with this team, you have a lot of heroes like Hugin and the Twins who are probably going to cast their ultimate first. So if there's an enemy Lily May on the enemy team, then that is going to interrupt them, and Cryanaya will be freely able to cast her ultimate. You have Rowan to give energy to Cryanaya. Also from the Hypogean Celestial faction talents, you're going to have bonus energy given to adjacent allies. So Cryonite is going to be adjacent to the allies who you have on the prime carrier tile, so they're going to get that. Hugin, his charm effect is going to go on to Cryonite for more conversion into true damage with the harmonic spell, because you're going to be topped up on health, and like Cryonite is going to be having a massive shield when she's attacking. Like, honestly, Cryonite is going to be ulting so fast. She's going to be bursting through the enemies, because all it takes is Cryonite to get one ultimate cast off, and you're already going to eliminate usually 3 of the enemy heroes. You have, like, the charm bonus of Hugin. She's going to be on the mechanized bond. Like, this is an overall insane team. But, of course, it is heavy pay to win. This is a super pay to win team. But I'm very excited about this. Honestly, like, just looking at it, it looks the most busted team I've ever seen. Okay, moving on to team number 4. It is very similar to the team I showed you guys for the free-to-play version, but rather than Lenya, we have Harak, because Harak is a better snowball assassin and damage dealer. We're going to hopefully get some kills with the Greyborn faction talent, Sylvina, and this is going to help Harak to begin snowballing out of control, because all it takes is 1 or 2 kills for Harak. He's going to go crazy. We have the damage reduction from Thorin onto Harak, which I think is more valuable than the Rainier in front of Harak, although Rainier in front of Harak is insanely powerful as well, and that is definitely a viable option. But this is the team number 4. And finally, team number 5, Dunlinger Diurnal with the Wilder Tiles, because Diurnal needs those Wilder Tiles for protection, and Leica is going to give him the buffs. You have the new pay to win artifact, which is a Light Forge spell, which is going to give another buff to the Diurnal, and unaffected, Lily May will interrupt the enemies, Dunlinger will prevent them from casting ultimate, and then you have Lorison as well to further enhance your nuking potential with this team. So anyway, guys, those are going to be the teams for CLASHFRONTS, both free to play, pay to win, as well as our basic strategy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there are any other tips or teams you want to share, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And that is going to be it for this video, guys. So if you are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe, guys. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's hit it before the end of the season. Also, guys, if you want more to talk about CLASHFRONTS or anything related to AFK Journey, join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. We chat about everything related to AFK Journey, so I look forward to seeing you guys there. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.